if you watch my streams from the beginning and you see a black screen, I mean to do that. I start with a black screen so that you can see the nice swooshy swoosh blue lines come across the black screen. It's nifty. So it's not a mistake. I did it on purpose. Good evening, everybody. I made another TikTok today. So I did do that. I did some work today. Now we're going to play video games. Because I wanted to play video games all day. And instead I had to work at my job and help people with their retirement. Actually, I had a really good work day today. It was like it was really, really good. It was nice too because I am not just a retirement planner. I'm a nerd. I'm like a finance nerd. I'm into I mean, I wouldn't, I'm not an economist in any way, shape, or form, so don't come at me, bro. But I'm into, finance and how markets work and, the pluses and minuses of investing and taxes or tax ramifications and everything. Again, not a CPA, not an economist. Just, I have health and life insurance licenses, and I have a certificate for annuities. And, so all I do is why is the game not picking up? All I do is retirement. That's all I help people with. Oh, there it goes. Okay. That's weird. So it's not like I'm an expert in the markets by any chance, but today was a big day in the markets. It was a huge day in the markets. Finally got the rate cut we've been waiting for, and I had clients that wanted to talk about that today and excuse me, what the ramifications would be. So it's difficult too because there are times when there's a difference between like sitting down. Like I can't suggest to someone that they should buy a specific stock, right? That's a different license. I'll have that license soon. It's next in line. I just don't have it yet. But I can say things like, this specific product, a product that I sell all the time is what's known as a tax-free retirement account or an IUL, same thing. And there are tax implications and there are ways to use it to mitigate taxes. Anyway, I'm not trying to bore you. I'm just saying that that's the kind of thing that I can talk about and I can say, because this is a product that's invested against the market, it's invested against these indices, these are the performance characteristics. Again, I don't want to bore you guys, but I can say that. I can say this product, if we set it up this way, it'll be invested against the S&P 500. But I can't say you should go buy Microsoft. I wouldn't anyway. It's not a suggestion in any way, shape, or form. But I can't. But today was fun because there's a lot of times in these conversations where I want to get into financial stuff, and I'm always worried about it boring people. Because finances and taxes and all this crap, it's not the most exciting. There's a reason I don't have a channel where I talk about taxes and insurance, right? Like, if you're looking into insurance, it's very interesting to talk about. If you're not, you're like, why are you making my eyes glaze over? But today was fun because people actually wanted to talk about markets and finances and stuff a little bit more than usual because the news was so big. So that was fun. I got to have a couple of those conversations today. I got to set up a retirement account for someone, working on another one for someone who he's a non-citizen. He's here on a work visa for another, I think his work visa is up in December. He's applied for his green card. And he's probably going to get it. He's in an in-demand industry. I'll just say that. And so I have no doubt at all that he's going to end up getting his green card and his citizenship. But he doesn't have it yet, and so there are there are implications when it comes to that. There's certain things you gotta, there's certain steps you gotta take and things you gotta do if somebody's not a citizen and they want to set up a retirement account. Because what if his green card's not approved, and he is worried about if Trump gets elected that he could have issues. But what if his green card's not approved and he has to go back to his home country? What happens to his retirement account? That's a valid question. Short answer is he's fine. What do I got to do about profession change? So it's not that big of a deal. What are my professions? I don't remember what this character's professions are. Oh, none. Right. This is one of my. This is one of the characters I did in the thing. What was the thing? What was the Pandaria event? So I haven't picked any with her. What do I want to make her? She's a priest. What's good for priests? Let's do jewel crafting and mining with her. Okay. So mining first. Anyway, so it was fun because I got to nerd out about the markets, and people actually, a lot of times in these conversations, I try to get through that part of the conversation kind of quickly because nobody wants to spend a lot of time talking about like how the stock market works and whatnot. But on days like today, when the stock market is prominent in the news, people actually do want to talk about it. Like, well, what are the implications? Tell me more. And so I get to nerd out with my clients, which I don't always get to nerd out with my clients about this stuff. So that was nice. It was a good work day. And like I said, I had some clients that actually helped set up some retirement accounts today. And so that's nice too, because that means Daddy's getting paid. And Daddy likes getting paid. I will tell you that much. What do I need for this? I need the meat stuff, right. Okay. Well, I don't have any. I haven't done anything with this character yet. Hi, Christina. Just talking about how my day was at work. Very, very compelling content that everyone wants to hear about is what I did at work today. That's what everybody's here for. This is where Bran wants me to do the thing.
I'm not about to leave the Isle of Dorne unexplored.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a reputation to uphold.
Scouting map. What do we want to do? Let's do Hallowfall first. Why not? Good old Hallowfall. Yeah, so that was... My workday was good. Set up some good retirement accounts for people. And now I just want to play video games. Also, if people want to come into the Discord and chat... like, oh, your daughter's in insurance? What kind of insurance... What kind of insurance does she sell?
What is your command?
Nice. I don't do property and casualty. I just do...
I have an extended supply.
I just do life, and occasionally I do some health. Okay, it's not common. If I do any health, it's usually just a hospital indemnity plan while someone's between jobs, or occasionally... Yeah, I already heard all that. Occasionally someone will...
I bid you welcome.
Hi, Kitty. Occasionally someone will retire early, and so there's a gap in their coverage before Medicare kicks in, and so I might like help them get a policy for, like they might retire in March, but they don't turn 65 until October. That kind of, like, it's not for years or anything like that. But there are times when there's a gap. And, there are times when you can qualify for Cobra and stuff. You don't need it. So again, it's rare when I do this, but it does happen. It happens more with my my people that are self-employed, not people that have like an employer and have employer coverage. But yeah, it happens. Or like I had one situation where the wife had been on her husband's insurance. He had died, and she got his life insurance money and then retired early. And so for her, we had to get her a policy because she retired at like 62 or 63. I mean, she just wasn't mentally in a place where she could work, you know, and she was like, I'm just going to retire a couple years early. And so we had to get her some coverage for a while. But again, they're like super rare circumstances, right? That's not a common thing at all. So anyway, but yeah, I was just saying that it was exciting today that people actually wanted to talk about the stock market for once, and I didn't feel like I was boring everybody when I wanted to talk about the stock market. Do I need to go down here? Is this? Oh, I hope so. I think this is where the quest is. Yeah, you and me both. I'm far from retirement too. I'm not retiring anytime soon. I've got at least another 20 years before I even think about retirement. But I literally think about other people's retirement all day, every day. Because that's what I do. For the most part, you know. There are exceptions. Like the one client that I'm working with, and if this is boring, guys, please tell me. I will shut up. One client I'm working with, he's fine. He's got plenty of insurance. He's like late 50s. But he's got two kids that are almost college age. One is, I think one's 15 and one's 17. Either one's 14 and 16 or one's 15 and 17. I forget what it is. But they're 2 years apart and they're both about to start college. So he wants to set up retirement accounts for them. And, you know, spend, you know, $75 to $100 a month. I mean, it won't be much. And then they'll take them over when they're out of college, and they'll pay for them themselves. But they're going to be set up for life. You know, he's setting up retirement savings, and of course, it's permanent insurance too. So it's cool. It's cool that he, and I mean, he called me. It wasn't like I, you know, went after him for the thing. I was like, you know, so what do you want to do? He's like, well, I'm gonna set these up for my kids. I'm like, oh, cool, great idea. Yeah, sure, Christina. We're just hanging out anyway. So yeah, it was a good work day, and I got to talk about the stock market and rates. And you know, the truth of the matter is, I am one of the people that thinks that they waited too long to lower rates. They should have done this. Should have done this a couple months ago. I get why Powell wanted to wait. I understand. I still think he should have done it sooner. But, you know, it's good that it's finally happened. And one thing I'm really hoping is that it makes homeownership easier for a lot of people that homeownership has been elusive for the past couple of years. I'm hoping that it helps home prices come down. Yeah, you know, Kitty, I used to be a person that felt like the marketplace should be the only option, and we should just have Medicare for all with no private market. I think that, you know, a private market needs to exist because not everything... Like, what do you do for somebody that just wants Botox? Like, do we do somebody that's getting Botox? Like, they need to pay for that on themselves, right? Or they want to get, you know, liposuction. Something that's, you know, it's non-critical surgery. You still have to see a medical professional to have it done, right? So that's one of the places where it's like, yeah, I don't know that we want that. I don't know that that needs to be in the marketplace. So I do think that there's places where private insurance should still exist, or some private network or something. But yes, as for what most people need, I completely agree. It needs to be Medicare for all, and that's the right solution. It really pissed me off what Vance said, I think yesterday, when they were like, he was being interviewed somewhere, and so it was like, well, what would you do? Like, how would you lower spending? I think his first two things are like, oh, well, we need to get rid of welfare programs and Section 8 housing, and it's like, okay, that's not the way to do it. You can't make an economy bigger by taking the floor out of it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If the floor gets lower and lower and lower, then the overall economy doesn't grow. And we've allowed the Overton window to be moved so much since the 80s that now, because Republicans just talked about it incessantly, we talk about the economy in terms of spending all the time. And an economy is not about spending. An economy is about growth. And the way that you grow an economy, any economy, whether it's on the micro or macro scale, whether it's your home's economy or a nation's economy, is to increase revenue. You need increased revenue to grow any, economic system, whether it's your checking account or an entire nation. And one of the best ways for nations to raise revenue is more taxes from rich people and corporations whose entire existence depends on the fact that there's a whole nation of people that use their goods and services. So, yeah, if the country's like, hey, company, we need more money out of you because we need to pay for these social services that will keep our people healthy so that we have healthy workers within our economy. I think this bear wants me to kill stuff, so I'm gonna tag all the stuff he's pulling in. There you go, Mr. Bear. I helped you kill stuff. Enjoy. And this whole sure, I'll be in cast in melee. I need a guild. This whole idea that you can grow an entire nation's economy by cutting spending is moronic. It's stupid. It's complete and utter nonsense. Yeah, no, Shadow, your message didn't show up because Automod didn't like that you said asshole. But I think everyone can agree that Reagan was absolutely an asshole. So, and if you don't agree, you're probably watching the wrong content. You probably want to change that channel. We are not Reagan friendly around here. I can assure you. Oh, God, oh, I had hair on my glasses. I was like, what was that? I thought it was a bug. All right. Yeah, we are not super Reagan friendly around here. So, Automod, you need to get better about that. Legalize pot and tax it. Absolutely. You need to raise revenues. That's the way you grow an economy. And you make sure that your workers are healthy and happy. The government's entire existence is to be for the people in every way, shape, and form. And so the economy, what I forgot to do is pick up jewel crafting. All right, we can do it. I trained mining, didn't I? Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. Okay, I did. So, the entire purpose of a government is to make sure that the people are successful,
stay with me,
healthy, and happy. Because that's how you grow an economy, is to have healthy workers that are working hard. Not working hard because they don't have any choice and they're starving to death and they have to work hard or they and their families are going to die. No. You have a happy, healthy workforce that's doing well and that's happy to work and that it's Motivated to work because the work is fulfilling a Dornfish pike. So I need to fish up Dornfish pikes. Okay, where will I get Dornfish? Maybe up here? Let's go see if we can catch us a Dornfish pike. So my point is, you want happy, healthy, successful workers, and you get that by making sure that the bottom of the economy isn't too low. You don't do it by saying, oh, well, the top of our economy is unlimited. So once you ascend, you can hoard as much of the money as you want. No, that's not how you grow an economy. That's how you grow one billionaire, whatever, trillionaire person's account, sure. But that's not how you grow an entire economy. And we've allowed this overton window to be moved for too long to spending and away from what actually matters, which is revenue generation. And we generate revenue through progressive taxation. Hi, I'm a progressive liberal. What channel did you think you were on? Shadow says our healthcare system could be so much better if it focused more on preventative healthcare. Well, that too. That too. That is a great point, Shadow. And not just preventative physical healthcare, but preventative mental healthcare. There should be a lot more opportunities for especially younger people to get free mental health care throughout their lives from certified mental health professionals. So I totally agree. Trickle-down economics does work, Kitty, as long as you're at the top of the economic scale. It works great. But actually, if you're at the top of the economic scale, man, trickle-down economics work so good. I didn't learn fishing. Are you telling me I came all the way out here and I didn't learn fishing? Who allowed this? Franklin, did you allow this? Franklin, why did you let me go all the way out here without learning fishing? No cheese for a week. All right, he's been properly admonished. Can't believe he let this happen. If you want to expand on fairness, I suggest The Art of Fairness, The Power of Decency in a World Turned Mean. Oh, thank you for the suggestion. If you are in the Discord, if you could leave that suggestion for me, I will check that out. I actually have like 2 or 3 Audible credits that I need to use, so I will do that. And if you're not in the Discord, I think I have to put the link in the chat, which I'll do in a second. I'm flying on a lightning griffin at the moment, so I need 1 second. All right, I'm good. I'll put a link to the Discord in the YouTube chat in just a moment. Un momento, por favor. Nope, that is the link to this YouTube video, so let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, if you could, you can just drop that in general, or you can put it in stream notes, wherever. I will definitely check that out. We used to do that a long time ago. We used to do, we used to talk about books. Was that on the mixer? When did we do that?
The coreway must be protected.
You know what? Maybe we just did that on Discord. Maybe we didn't do that on stream. But that's something that we should do. We should do book clubs type of thing. What else did I want to? I wanted to learn jewel crafting. I mean, jewel crafting I don't really need right now because I'm not even level 80 yet. But I'll do that. Anyway, it was fun today because I got to talk about. People actually wanted to talk about the stock market for once. I didn't feel like I was boring people, like I usually do, when I talk about the stock market at work. And you know, a lot of the talking that I do at work about the stock market comes from people's questions. I mean, they're asking me things because it's a pretty key part of retirement is understanding the difference between your 401k and your Roth and your IUL or, you know, whatever life insurance you're using. So that I basically have that conversation with every person that's a client. I explain the differences, but national lottery, yeah, it can be. It can be. The issues with a national lottery are that it can create some other issues, especially mental health issues, and people with addiction problems. You know, I like gambling. I bet on football games almost every weekend. Almost every single weekend. I give myself $5 for the early games, and I give myself $5 for the late games. I'm currently up $38 on this football season. $38. Your boy right here, swimming in the riches. Just because it makes it more fun. Like, I just do it because it makes it more fun. And I'm not. Wait, I don't want him to be heal. I want him to be a damage dealer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do. Yeah, let's do the increased movement speed. That's cool. You know, because for me it's fun. It just makes the games more interesting. And like this weekend, I forgot. I was halfway through the day. I was like, oh, I've got to put my parlay in. Right? But I'm not somebody that struggles with gambling addiction. Somebody that does struggle with gambling addiction can get in trouble. Actually, in the app that I use, FanDuel is my parlay gambling whatever sports book app of choice. I have to click on this thing for some reason, right? It'll actually say to you, hey, you've been logged in for the last 30 minutes and you've spent this much money, which I've never spent more than. I think the most I've spent on one day before was like during the Super Bowl. And I think I spent like $20. You know, I just do it for fun. And by the end of the season, like I know that I'm up $38 right now. I doubt by the end of the season I'll still be up $38. So, you know, let's just be honest here. But there are people that aren't able to control themselves the same way. I'm not, you know, sliding them or attacking them or anything. Everyone struggles with different stuff. And there are people that's what they struggle with. So, you know, I like the idea of a national lottery service in theory. In practice, you know, gambling always concerns me. I've known people with gambling addiction issues, and it can get sad. I remember I had a friend that he like, hey man, I need to borrow some money. I made some bad bets, and the dude was down, like, I don't want to say, he was down a lot in one, like, he was down a lot in one day and needed to pay his rent and had basically gambled away his rent money and more in like one day. So I've seen it, and you know, it's heartbreaking. But also at the same time, can raise revenues. So, well, you know, that's the I mean, there's a lot of people out there that say that, you know, a lottery is basically a tax on either poor people or, you know, people with these addiction issues. You know, I've heard that argument made many times, and you know, I see the validity in that. I do. I wouldn't say it's, you know, it's universal. Obviously, not everybody. I mean, I just said I like to gamble on, you know, during football on the weekends, but I don't have a problem doing it. Like, if I didn't bet this week, I'd be like, oh, I didn't get my bet in this week. Like, oh, like I did last week, and like I forgot on the early games, so I just bet on the late games. Bet $5 on the late games. Woo! Look at me, high roller over here. But there are people that aren't able to, you know, control themselves, and then, you know, there's pluses and minuses to it. You know, if it was something that was proposed that was up like for a referendum that like people could vote on, I probably would vote on it. But I'd want to vote on it, you know, being aware of, you know, here's the issues that can raise, and I'd want some sort of, I don't know, system or something in place to help those people who do have issues, you know, control themselves or have family or friends who can help them not get themselves in trouble and their families in trouble. I mean, you know, when you have addiction problems, it's not just you that's affected. You know, we all know that. And, you know, you got to be aware that you could be, you know, harming more than just the person that's doing gambling. I'm also a person that's like super into freedom and super into like individual liberty. And it's like, you know, I don't want to see anybody hurt, but at the same time, I really do believe that people should be self-governed as possible. So it's a difficult balance. And if anyone does want to come into this Discord and chat, let me know. We are doing open forum tonight, so the Discord is open. I don't think I'm actually in there because no one was in the voice chat. But if somebody does want to come on and talk for a little bit, just let me know. I like doing the open forums on Wednesday nights because it's kind of a slower night, and we can usually get a nice diversity of voices in there. Oh, the other thing is, I should mention this too. I guess if you didn't see last night's stream, we talked about someone named Westside Tyler, and I was responding to a part of a video that he put out where he alleged some.
Those webs will summon Nerubians. Don't stand.
He alleged some things. Oh, is this guy an elite rare? Okay. Let's go to this one and then walk over there. Anyway, I guess he saw my video. I'm not aware of him saying anything about it or anything. But he did comment on it, that he'd seen it. So, I don't know. I don't know if he's mad or not mad. You know, my hope is that he took the things I said to heart, and he's going to be more careful moving forward about the things that he alleges about people without having any semblance of evidence. Or if he has evidence, to present that evidence forthwith. Yes, as I said in that video, if he's got evidence, I'm totally fine seeing it. Well, yeah, Fabio. I mean, I understand that argument. I also understand the argument of, you know, people like me. Like, I don't. Whenever there's a big Powerball, I buy a ticket. Like when there's the $1 billion Powerball, yeah, I spent $20. I spent $20 because, you know, even if you spend $100,000, it doesn't really alter your chances, but like a few fractions of a percent. So one ticket versus, you know, 100,000 tickets, like it doesn't. The chances are basically the same on a large enough scale. But there's the people that can't do that. I had a family member who he would spend so much on lottery tickets every week. I mean, hundreds of dollars every week on scratch-offs, on the, you know, the lottery pick'em and stuff. I think I've bought one scratch-off in my whole life. You know, I know I bought when I was 18, I bought some scratch-offs because, you know, I could buy scratch-offs finally. I bought cigarettes too because I could buy cigarettes. And I think I bought some more. It was for like my 35th birthday or something like that. And I think it was the only 2 times in my life when I've bought scratch-off tickets. But there are other people that cannot control themselves, and they will spend half their paycheck, you know, just on the off chance that they might, maybe, possibly get, you know, a few $1,000s, whatever the I don't even know what the jackpots are on those things. I will say, one thing I've done on numerous occasions, the North Carolina lottery website, you can like play like slot games on their website for money, but you can also just play like the free versions of them. And there are times when I've been like somewhere where the Wi-Fi sucks and I can't like get my normal games to work, and I will go on the NC Lottery website and play their free slot games. I've done that more than once. I've done that at least like 2 or 3 times in different places. So I have done that. I don't know that counts as gambling because I just play the free version. But something like that. Yes, Fabi. I mean, progressive taxes is always the correct way. Some sort of taxation that is equitable, right? I almost said equidistant, but I don't mean equidistant. That doesn't really that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, equitable progressive taxation. That is always the key and the goal. Pew pew pew. Hi, Spackle. Good to see you. But there are multiple ways to raise money. I mean, taxation, direct taxation is not the only way. There's plenty of different ways that you can raise taxes that are viable and will raise taxes in ways that are... Oh, wow. I got a dinosaur. That are meaningful, that will raise taxes enough to be... Oh, I got all my tentacles out. Look at that. How cool that... It's gone now. So it's not just... taxation's not just more income taxes or more capital gains tax or more... there's 1,000 different ways you can tax people. Property taxes. It's not just that. There are, alternative ways of taxation that can be more progressive, especially capital gains taxes. Capital gains taxes are a phenomenal way. And before you come at me, I literally talk about capital gains taxes all day, every day at work. So I really do know what I'm talking about with capital gains taxes. They're a great way to tax people that are hoarding money. And, Shadow, the chat on screen is mixed. The chat on screen is both YouTube and Twitch. So you may not see people in the Twitch chat. You may have to look on the screen and see how they're watching on YouTube. So you have to, you gotta be looking. Anyway, but there's lots of different ways to engage in taxation. That are progressive means of taxation that won't hurt poor people and punish them for just being poor. All right, do we want to be an Archon or a Void Weaver? Let's see. Okay. What's going on? Okay, Void Weaver sounds pretty nifty. Interesting, okay. Oh, my talents have been reset, so I didn't... Alright, we gotta work on talents, too. We gotta do that right now. Void Torrent tears open an entropic rift. Wow. An entropic rift. Not just a rift, guys. An entropic rift. So you can tell your kids about that one. Enemies caught in its path suffer... What? I can't even talk. Enemies caught in its path suffer 10,316 shadow damage every 8 seconds while within. So it's kind of like the mage thing, which is cool. I like it. Slows enemies. Okay. Void Torrent can be used while moving. Interesting. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with the Void Blast thingy. Alright, so I got to spend a talent point here, so give me a second. Hi, Franklin. Hello. That was why my arm jutted up, and you got slobber all over the back of my elbow. Thanks. Appreciate. Hello, hi. Was I not... Have you not gotten enough snuggles today? Or are you worried that I'm having a snack without you? Are you worried that I have cheese and I'm not sharing it with you? Is that what it is? Yeah? Okay. I don't have any cheese. I'm sorry about your life. Sorry that your life is not full of all the cheese all the time. I kind of like this one. Power Word Shield instantly heals the target. Because then I can get a nice little heal on my Power Word Shield. So I'm going to take that. Okay, well. Yeah. We're done. We're done in here. Oh, it was a joke that I did get. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Andreas, the best taxes are the taxes I don't have to pay. Amen. Amen. You know, and there's a lot of that I go into every day. I really don't want to bore you guys with insurance. I'm going to give you the shortest way I can explain this. So, with the main product I sell is called an IUL, an Index Universal Life. Okay? It builds a cash value over time. I promise I'm not... Why did my bar change? Where are all my abilities? What is going on? Why did this change? What is going on? What? All of my abilities are in different spots? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is this? Did I hit a button? I must have hit some button or something. Alright, I have to rebuild my entire bar here. I use LVUI. And everything was fine just a minute ago, and now everything's changed. Since I changed Void Weaver, and now my bar is completely screwed. Like, this isn't where I keep any of my abilities. Like, this should be over here. Divine Star. Do I even have that talent right now? I don't think I even have Divine Star right now. Oh, I guess I do. I have Divine Star instead of... Okay. Alright, whatever. Sure. Alright, anyway, so with an IUL, and again, I'm not gonna talk about this for very long, I promise I'm gonna make this very quick. So an IUL is an Indexed Universal Life. The idea behind an IUL is that as you're paying for your life insurance, at the same time you're building cash value within a cash value account. That account gets credited interest based upon the stock market, and so it grows over time, right? So it grows on usually an annual basis. There's a lot of different ways you set it up, usually on an annual basis. But the other way that you can, instead of just taking the money out of the cash value account, you can take a loan against the cash value account, which is what is suggested at most times. And there are no tax implications if you take the loan. You don't have to pay income taxes on the loan. You only have to pay all my mounts. None of my mounts are out. You don't have to pay income taxes on the money at all. Where with a 401k, you do have to pay income taxes. And there's a lot more to it. Again, very, very simplified form. I'm not trying to bore you guys with this. But that's what I talk about every day as I explain that whole situation. The difference between 401k and a Roth. What do I want? Well, we can just do those two for now. Usually I have 3 mounts here, but I'll just do 2 at the moment. This is messed up too? What in the fuck happened? Everything is wrong. No, surge forward should be here. This should be here, and that should be here. What in the hell happened? I don't know. Anyway. How to reason? So my point is, I talk about taxes all the time. With an IUL, the other taxes that you do have to pay, though, are capital gains taxes. So when you take your distributions, let's say you have it until you're retired, right? Pay into it for 20 years. And then once you're retired, you start taking some of the money out for retirement income. Well, you're going to have to pay capital gains taxes on that money. That's fair. I've had this money in an account for 20 years. It's been growing, credited based off of the stock market. And when I take the distribution, the IRS is like, you got to pay us some, this is all wrong. Where's everything? Oh, I see. That's because, okay, because the void activated, this button changed. Okay. Got it. Heard. And so they want money. Well, what rich people do is they get products like IULs. But, you know, a lot of people that I help get an IUL for, when they retire, the cash value account usually has somewhere between $150,000 to $400,000 in it. It's based on your age, it's based on how much you want to contribute. You can change your contributions over time. You know, it depends on what the, you know, how you're indexing it. Are you indexing it against the S&P 500 or the Russell? You know, there's lots of different projections and illustrations and stuff. Promise I have a point here. I'm not just trying to bore you guys. So, you know, all of that has to be taken into consideration, right? What rich people do is they'll put $5 million into a product like an IUL or into an IUL or annuity. They're probably more likely to do it with an annuity. Put $5 million in and take that as a loan. Well, here's the thing. When you take this loan, a couple of things. First of all, you have immediate access to the capital. Okay, capital's yours. Second of all, you don't have to pay any income taxes on it because it's your money. You're taking the loan from yourself. You're not taking the loan from the insurance company. It's your money. You're just borrowing it from yourself. The money stays in the account and continues to grow over time. The $5 million is still in the IUL or annuity account, and still. Do I need to go down here? Is this where I need to go? I think this is where I need to go. I'm not even sure. We're gonna go down here and just kill shit. See what happens. So your $5 million is just sitting in this account, still growing for you, still providing capital that you can take further loans from if you need to or want to. And yet you don't have to pay any income taxes on it. You only pay capital gains taxes. And you may owe interest on it, but you just owe the interest to the account. It's you know, for people like us that are in the middle class, it's like, oh yeah, this is a great tool for having some extra liquidity for some of my retirement savings. You shouldn't put all your retirement savings in an IUL, by the way. I just want to say that. You should also have a 401k and a Roth. You know, you should have traditional retirement as well. This is just a way to have extra retirement savings and have permanent life insurance. That's what an IUL was built for. They've been around for a long time. They're not new or anything. But what rich people do is they hoard their money in these types of products, and just the money just sits there and just grows for them, and they continue to take more loans from it and buy more yachts and whatever else that it is that they're buying. And yeah, so we need to, that's my point. Like, a lot of times when you hear them on CNBC or something, they're talking about like, oh, well, you know, would capital gains taxes, would we even raise that much revenue from increasing capital gains taxes? Like, yeah, bitch, you would. Yeah, because rich people put millions and millions and millions of dollars into that. You know what else? Another thing that rich people use a lot are municipal bonds. Rich people make a lot of money off of municipal bonds. Let me tell you what a municipal bond is, for those of you who don't know. A municipal bond is issued by some sort of jurisdiction. Usually it's a city or county. There can be other, you know, in larger places it might be, like in New York, there's probably multiple boroughs, issue different munis. But let's just say that the Bronx issued new munis because they wanted to replace some sidewalks. So they issue some municipal bonds. Well, the municipal bonds are backed by that local jurisdiction's government. So let's say they're backed up by the local city or county. They provide phenomenal returns that are guaranteed, by the way. The dividends that the munis pay out are guaranteed because they're backed up by a government account. And they're really fucking expensive. Like, if you're walking up with $10, you're not buying any fucking muni bonds. Muni bonds... The idea behind muni bonds is it's a way for rich people that live in a community to support community projects, right? Like that's the way it would be explained to you by, it's a way for rich people to, but yeah, when you think about it, how are those rich people, where's that money coming from that's paying them those dividends? Tax money. And rich people just go buy muni bonds from their local government. A muni bond, let's say the muni bond has 8% interest. Okay, I'm going to give you $100,000 for the next year, or $1 million for the next year, and you're going to give me 8% on my money in a year's time. And in the meantime, you're going to use that money to, repair the sidewalks, whatever it is. And so when you're talking about more revenue from capital gains taxes, one of the places that you'd get more revenue are muni bonds. But you rarely, I watch CNBC, guys. I watch it almost every day. I love CNBC. I'm literally a finance nerd. I know I don't talk about it on this channel very often, but I really am a nerd for this shit. I almost never hear, muni bonds mentioned. Maybe once a month somebody brings up muni bonds. Because rich people don't want to talk about it. Because they make a lot of money off of muni bonds. Something else I can't sell, by the way. I don't sell muni bonds. I want to state that emphatically for the record. And so capital gains taxes can raise a lot of money from these types of things that rich people are doing to make their money grow that is literally just outside the reach of people in the middle class. People in the middle class don't have enough money to afford a bunch of muni bonds. No offense to any of my fellow middle class brothers and sisters, middle class represent, but we're not buying muni bonds. We're not giving local governments hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to just hold on to for a year so they can build something and then pay us back 8 or 9% most of the time.
Belgrim, your help is...
And that's why you see this pushback from rich people. You'll hear it all the time. Oh, well, capital gains taxes, it wouldn't raise that much money. Capital gains, you wouldn't get that much money out of capital gains taxes. What we need is what was the proposal? The flat tax? Remember? Who was it that was doing the flat tax? It wasn't Bloomberg. It was someone else. There's some rich dude. Does anybody remember? It was like... Was that the 2008 election? I gotta look it up. Hold on. This is gonna bother me if I don't look it up. 2008 election flat tax. Steve Forbes. It was Steve Forbes. His idea... Oh, by the way. So... The article that I'm reading, is it going to be pro or anti-flat tax? Well, it's on the Heritage Foundation's website. Do you think it's pro or anti-flat tax? I'm going to spoil it for you. It's pro-flat tax. Do you know why? Because the flat tax, by nature, is regressive. Meaning that it is harder and heavier upon people with less money than it is on people with more money. Because here's why. I can get a piece of paper. I can just demonstrate. I just need one piece of paper. Here's a piece of paper. Here's your money. Okay? Here's all of your money. Let's say, how many lines are on this piece of paper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16 lines on this paper. Okay, and they're basically evenly distributed. They're not perfectly evenly distributed, but let's just pretend. So let's say that each line represents $100. Okay, so this for illustration purposes, this is $1,600. Okay? Let's say there was a 25% flat tax. So let's take 4 of the lines off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, so we took about 25% of the page off, and this is now $1,200. So after your taxes for the month, you have $1,200. Okay? So, same size piece of paper, same number of bars, but let's say that each bar represents $10,000. So this is now $160,000. Well, let's take 4 of them off. Okay, done. So if we take 25% of $160,000, what's left? $120,000. Would you rather have $120,000 or $1,200? There you go. I just explained regressive tax policy to you and why it's bad. You're welcome. I'll clip that tomorrow and put that on TikTok or something.
Let's get down to business.
And the idea, you know, you're fine. This is a game in chat. There isn't even a topic. We're just hanging out. What am I doing? Oh, right. I gotta put the guy in the pool. Finn Dorn.
Now for Ebona.
Yeah, okay. Do you have to say it so loud? God.
She's fading.
God, they're so loud. I'm gonna turn this down. They're so loud. Why are they so loud?
My storm
Is it loud to you guys?
Perhaps the healer's
I guess it's not as loud to you because you haven't turned up as loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. So that's the danger of a flat tax. That's why flat taxes aren't good. Because they're regressive in nature. And it makes me laugh that I just looked up flat tax 2008 election and the Heritage Foundation was the first link. And I didn't read it, but it said something about injecting bold tax ideas into the party. And I clicked off of it. And that's why, you know, I think if you want to raise tax revenue in a way that doesn't hurt the middle class or the lower class for that matter, capital gains taxes are the way to do it. That's what you go after. You don't have to make it, you know, we're not trying to make it hurt. We're not trying to hurt rich people. They always act, whenever I see these guys on CNBC or, you know, I see a clip on Twitter or whatever it is, and we're talking about raising taxes on rich people and corporations, they always act so offended. Like, you're going to raise taxes on job creators? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Disney, so the new Pixar movie is coming out, right? Disney fired a bunch of the people from Pixar at the exact right time that none of them will get their bonuses from the movie. And like 2 weeks ago, they just gave like $3 billion in stock buybacks to all of their stockholders, including all the executives at Disney. Like that would be included in the stockholders. Like they literally just paid themselves like $3 billion a couple of weeks ago, but they cut out all these workers at Pixar from getting their bonuses, which may have cost them, who knows, $1 million, maybe $2 million, something like that. So when I see shit like that, I'm like, yeah, let's raise taxes on rich people. Absolutely. Because you know why? Because you guys keep acting like assholes. And when you all act like a bunch of assholes, I'm like, yeah, okay, well then fuck you. Then yeah, let's raise your capital gains taxes, and let's raise your income taxes. Let's raise all your taxes, because you're not. Whenever we give you money, you just pay your shareholders more. You engage in stock buybacks instead of just treating workers well. If Bob Iger didn't go to work tomorrow, it would all of the Disney parks would still run, right? But if none of the workers at the Disney parks showed up tomorrow, that would be very, very bad for Disney and for the brand. And these executives don't act like workers are that important. They act completely the opposite. Like, workers should be privileged to work here. They should be thankful to work here. Bitch, if you're an executive, you should be thankful to work here. You're the one who should be thankful. You get to fucking leave early on, I'm taking a 3-day weekend. I think I'm just going to work from home today. Might be in tomorrow afternoon. It's bullshit. And it makes me angry when they try to act like they're victims. No, Automod didn't smack it. Automod did not smack it. Not at all. I'm impressed. I turned a lot of things down on Automod. So, again, for those who don't recall, when I left, they were hate rating us when I was offline. Like, I would come to the chat even when I wasn't online and would be getting hate rated when we weren't even streaming. I mean, it was incessant. So we had a lot of the settings up pretty high, which again, we've turned a lot of that off. You know what I don't have on here is Shadow Word Death. Oh, it's right there. It's in my bar. I got to move it over. Yeah, I think links may still be turned off. I gotta look. I'm not sure if I turned. I think I did. I think I whitelisted a couple of things. Like, you can share. Oh, you know what? I didn't whitelist. Now that I think about it, I didn't whitelist my my TikTok, which is new. I mean, I've only been creating on TikTok for like a couple of days, so it's not that weird. But I do need to do that. I need to make sure people can share it. Oh, you took a clip? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I tried to do one earlier. Streamlabs has this software where you can clip something from a YouTube video or a Twitch video, whichever, and then upload it into like an editor that they have and do some editing, but it wasn't working for me. Every clip I tried to upload, it would just say that it failed. I tried signing out and back in and stuff. I don't know what's going on with it. And then my lunch break ended and I had to go work, so I stopped futzing with it, but I gotta check it out again. I never thought that I would really enjoy short form content, and then I started creating it, and I really enjoy making short form content, actually. Like, I enjoy the process of making it. It's kind of fun from an editing standpoint to, like, oh, I have this point I want to get across. How do I get it across in a way that makes sense and makes the point that I'm trying to make in as little time as possible? And it's a fun little challenge. So I'm going to be making more, is my point. Okay, so that is not on my bar. Where is it? Desperate prayer. Let's put that here. Why not? But yeah, I enjoy the short form. I enjoy the short form, which I was against for years. I was like, nah, I wouldn't like that. That doesn't seem fun, but turns out it's pretty fun. And I get a good response too, because when I upload it, I upload one version to TikTok, I upload one version to YouTube, and then I've been going back and forth. Sometimes I've just been putting the TikTok video on Twitter, and sometimes I've been directly uploading it because for whatever reason, which I still don't fucking understand, Elon gave me free premium. I'm one of the people that qualifies for the free premium. And I actually get paid to tweet. I make like $20 a month, which isn't much, but it's like, okay, I mean, you want to pay me $20 a month to tweet? Sure, whatever. But it allows me to like upload long form videos and go live on Twitter, which we are right now. So I have been uploading it, but it's weird. Sometimes people really respond to it and share it a lot, and then sometimes it'll just get 0 likes. You know, Elon's messing with the algorithm all the time, so who freaking knows? Who knows? I don't even think... I think if you sat down one of the Twitter engineers right now and were like, so how does all of this work? They'd be like, we don't even know. He makes us make changes all the time. Nobody knows how this thing works anymore. So anyway, I've been experimenting with the short form content, and I'm gonna continue to, because I've always felt like, you know, being a creator is not just about, for me, and it's different for everyone, but I don't want to just sit down and make the same video every day. Not one of those people. There are those people that, like, you know, you got to find your niche and you got to, you know, lean into, like, if you're an iPhone channel, you talk about the iPhone and everything about the iPhone, and like, here's the new iPhone, you know, the new iPhone trips and tricks and software secrets and all that good stuff. And if you're a boat channel, you better talk about all different kinds of boats and boating tips and tricks. It's like, yeah, how do you go with a politics channel? You know? And like, I could be one of those breaking news people where like, oh, here's the breaking news. But why would you come to me for breaking news? Like, I'm just one guy sitting here, and like, there's so many other places that have like production houses behind them where you're going to get a lot better coverage of breaking news. So I'm never going to be a breaking news channel. Maybe one day when I have 1 million subs and, you know, I'm hiring editors and stuff, but it's highly doubtful. So I've always just tried to do like, you know, like lifestyle type of stuff. Like, you know, what do people who are progressive want to talk about? That's where I usually start with, you know, planning out a video. It's like, well, I'm in these progressive spaces and here's the things that they're talking about. So, okay, I'll go make a video about it. And that's always, I mean, that's always worked. You know, it's done great. And, you know, one of the reasons that I did the stream last night was, someone sent me the video and said, you know, this guy is saying a bunch of stuff about, you know, people in the leftist space. Hold on. This thing... I gotta get a new microphone arm. This thing will not stay... It doesn't stay anymore. It's old, too. This thing... I've had this thing for like 8-9 years. The tension... It's got like tension screws, and they don't really stay anymore. But somebody said, yeah, you know, this guy's saying stuff about leftist creators and in the leftist spaces. And I went to a few Discords that I'm a member of and saw some discussion. Maybe not relative to that person specifically, but about, in reference to some of the things that he was mentioning. Hello, Franklin. Hi. Hello. Hi. Do you have to slobber all over my arm? Okay. That's how you show love. Great. Fantastic. Anyway, it wasn't, you know, last night's stream was, okay, I literally just cleaned my arm off, and you just slobbered all over it again. I love you too. You giant Smelly monster. So it wasn't just, you know, oh, do you want to... did I go the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way. I think I wasn't supposed to come down here yet. Whoops. Whoopsie. Anyway, it wasn't just like that I wanted to, you know, punch down at someone. It was that these things were being talked about by other people in leftist spaces that I saw. And that's always been like my theory of creation, is that I want to talk about the things that, you know, some community is talking about. That's how we ended up with the GDC stuff, was people were talking about a certain person, Lobster Rolls. There was a lot of discussion about that person. And I saw some things that person said that I felt were problematic. I made a video that said, hey, what you said here's problematic, person. You probably shouldn't say that sort of thing. It wasn't... I don't think that video was necessarily an attack on them. It wasn't meant to be an attack on them. But that's how they took it. And then that whole thing kind of blew up. Because then somebody came to me and said, hey, there's this document that people kind of forgot about. Do you want it to do a stream on it? And I said, sure. And I did a stream on it. And the response was overwhelming. And then we ended up doing multiple streams on it, because more people had things to say. It was that's my point. That's the point I wanted to make. I didn't do all those streams on the GDC because I was farming engagement. If I was farming engagement, I'd have done 100 videos in the GDC. I did like 4 or 5. But it was because people kept coming to me with things they wanted to talk about. Hey, you missed this part of the story. Can I come on and talk about it? Hey, you know, this thing happened. Can I come on and talk about it? That's why I turned it into a series of interviews, because it was an entire community of people that felt maligned, that felt ignored, that felt disenfranchised by one person, but they all had different points of view about what happened. It wasn't Lobster Roll going after that such and such person, you know, he went after for months and 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 months. Right? And so, like, I don't mind doing the stream that I did last night, saying, hey, bud, you're saying some stuff I don't agree with, and I'm going to say that. Right? Like, I don't mind that. But I'm not going to do, like, a series of videos on that person. Unless somebody came to me and said, hey, you did a video on this person, and like here's a different way of looking at it. I said last night, hey, give me your evidence. If I got a bunch of evidence that said to me that person, what they were saying was that I was wrong about what I said, I'd make another video. Be like, hey, I was wrong. Here's what I found, and I want to share it with you guys. Like, I would do that. I guess we're doing the rookery. But that's never been the creation. Like, it might just be a one-off thing. I might never talk about that guy again. And I'll just keep creating content. Because I guess that's the thing that really annoys me about last night. I guess I did kind of say this at one point, but I want to say it again, more emphatically. You know, I think that person, what they're doing is clout training. What they're trying to do is get the attention of not even the creator themselves, but just people in that creator's community. So that they'll, like, hey, if I attack, and I'm not, but let's, for an example, I'm going to attack Vosh so that a bunch of Vosh's viewers come pay attention to me. And I'm just farming their engagement. I'm just trying to get them to come watch my content. Not because necessarily I'm going to create content that I think would be interesting for Vosh's viewers, but because I'm going to create content about attacking Vosh. And that's going to get Vosh's community to hate watch me so that I can get clicks. And that's what it feels like the person that we streamed about last night, that's what it feels like that person is doing. Because he's saying, I have all this, he kept saying, I have all this evidence. This is all coming out. This is all coming out. I have all this evidence, which is something we used to hear from Lobster Roll. Remember how often Lobster Roll would be like, in 2 weeks, I got all this, in 2 weeks, guys. Guys, in 2 weeks, I'm going to make this video about, you know, lobster tacos. Got some lobster taco information, 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks would pass by. I'd be like, well, it's not ready. The tacos are not fully cooked, and they've got to be fully cooked lobster tacos. But in the meantime, 2 weeks from now, I've got info about lobster salad. So forget about the lobster taco stuff. We'll move on to lobster salad now. And then we'd be like, well, 2 weeks have passed by. Where's the lobster salad stuff? Oh, the lobster salad stuff, it's not ready yet. But what I do have is lobster sandwiches. So in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about lobster. And he just would kept, you know, pushing it forward and pushing it forward. I felt like I was getting the same vibe last night. Watching that person's content, I was getting the exact same vibe. And, you know, one of the things about lobster rolls, one of the ways that he ended up with all of those restraining orders is he was alleging some very nasty stuff about somebody. No, regardless of how you feel about the person that he was alleging things about, and I know people have very divided feelings about the person. Don't mention their name. We all know exactly who I'm talking about. No matter how you feel about that person, obviously Lobster Rolls was alleging things that were either completely manufactured or taken way out of context. Way out of context. You know, I'm not trying to reopen old wounds, so I'm not going to mention any of the specifics. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you're from the old community. If you're not from the old community, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. It ended up with like restraining orders and court orders and stuff. So trust me, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. And just imagine that they said bad things about people that were untrue. Okay? There's very bad things about people that were not true. Granted, this person was not a great person. I'm not saying that the person themselves was free and clear of any and all, you know, judgments or whatever. There were problems. Not saying there weren't problems, but the things that were being said about them were, in several cases, blatantly false. And I was getting the exact same vibes during the stream last night. And because it wasn't just about the person. It wasn't just that he was calling creators things and saying that certain creators were some ways. He was slamming entire communities. Like, oh yeah, the thousands of people that watch Vosh or that watch Demon Mama. You know, I'm not going to repeat what he said. You can go watch last night's stream and hear exactly what he said. And it's like, dude, you just attacked like, I don't even know, 100,000 people? Man, I don't know how many people, if you put the totality of all the different Vosh and Demon Mama and like all the different watchers from all the different communities that the dude slammed last night, it's got to be like 100,000 people, right? Somewhere in that range. I don't even know. And just alleging that all of them are, I don't even want to repeat it. You can go watch last night's stream. But that reminded me of the kind of thing that Lobster Roll would do. Would just say that everybody who watches, we're not mentioning the name, is this or is that. And, you know, that person ended up with lots of restraining orders on them. You know, just saying, it didn't end pretty. He Lobster Roll did not have a fun time. He FA'd, did a lot of FAing, did a lot of FOing, and currently is completely irrelevant now, because the only trick he had in the bag was attacking other creators and their communities in vicious ways that were obviously unfounded but manufactured to get him attention. And it's not a sustainable way to create content. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to... Okay, let's say that you win. Let's say that you win against Vosh, against Demon Mama, against everyone that you were President Sunday. Let's say that you win. Let's say that you take them all down. None of them are creating content anymore. They're not even able to create content anymore. You completely decimated their community. What next? What are you going to create? Because that's not creating. That's tearing someone else down. And maybe you're very good at tearing other people down. Maybe you could do that. But what are you going to create? When you've slayed all the dragons, what's next? Is this all you're going to do? You're just going to be just forever. You're just going to be the channel that just attacks anyone and everyone forever? That's all your content is ever going to be? We used to ask the same question to Lobster Roll all the time. All the time. We'd be like, well, what do you create? I remember Spackle specifically asking almost this exact question of this person. I don't remember if this person was actually there or if it was just us on a stream together. But I remember very, very vividly having this conversation about Lobster Roll. And it was a valid question. It's like you spent months smearing this person in their community. Months. He was at it for, I think it was longer than, I think it was like over a year. It was all he did. It was all of his content. Besides the pathetic little, remember his pathetic little astronomy stream he tried to do where he was like obviously looking at Wikipedia about facts about astronomy and be like, this star is the third star in Orion. It's like, dude, you're not an astronomer. Okay? You're a flip-flop wearing Californian. Like, bro, just stay in your lane. I don't know what your lane is, but you should stay there. Anyway, I was getting those same vibes last night. I was getting those exact same vibes. Like red flags, sirens going off, and I don't know. This dude, he seems kind of young. He seems like early 30s. And I think he thinks he's pulling one over on everyone. And he's going to be the white knight. Not even the actual white knight, but the perceived white knight. Right? Because he's not... These allegations are completely baseless and without evidence as far as I've seen. Again, I'm waiting. You can go ahead and send it to me any day now. Join the Discord. Let's see it. Let's see what you got. I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Show me what you got. Let's not just besmirch and besmear for funsies. Let's have a real conversation, because these are real things you're talking about. Like this, if you're right, you're not right. But let's pretend you're right. And there's an entire community of people. Corruption purged. Okay, so I think it's just this door. I thought maybe there was a thing back there I had to click on. Let's say you're right. Let's say there's an entire community. I mean, what the guy was alleging last night was just insane. Let's say that there is an entire community of leftist creators on Discord together. Do I jump down? Yeah, I jumped down here. That's right. That have, what was he said something about like doxing folders. Again, I'm not alleging any of this. This is what this guy was saying. this entire community of leftist creators has doxing folders and supports awful things, or at least covers for it. I guess supports is the wrong word. I guess he wasn't saying they support it, but just that he said that Demon Mama specifically was using their trans identity to cover for awful, horrible things, which I found extremely transphobic, and I did call out immediately. But let's say you're right. Let's say that all of this is going on, that there's a secret cabal of demonic... I guess demonic isn't the right word, but, you know, all this stuff's going on. You can watch last night's stream if you want to see that. I'm not repeating the specifics. What's the plan? Is the plan just to call it out? Like, I'm not talking about, obviously the plan is to like clout train and get their people watching your content. I get what you're really doing, but what are you fake doing? Like, is the fake thing like, oh, I'm just calling this out so that these people, so that they lose their channels, so that they don't have a voice anymore? Like, is that the goal, to just deplatform them? Are you trying to get law enforcement involved? Because what you're alleging, if what you're alleging is true, there's criminal racketeering, there's conspiratorial criminal racketeering, international, because these people don't all live, these people all live in different countries. So you're alleging a criminal racketeering cabal of content creators on Twitch and YouTube are engaging in mass criminality. It's definitely criminal in the EU to dox people and to do the things that were being alleged, and in the United States for that matter. So, like, if you have evidence, because he said over and over again he had evidence. Like, have you called the FBI? Have you called the international criminal courts? Like, if you have this evidence, why are you hanging on to it so that you can create YouTube and Twitch videos out of it? Like, if you have evidence that there's a giant criminal conspiracy of racketeering among YouTube content creators, like, if any, like you, I'm just talking about like you in the audience right now. Like, let's say that you had that. Let's say that you had evidence of massive criminality and conspiracy to commit more crimes among a large group of people. Would you, A, make a YouTube video? Or not even make a YouTube video. Would you, A, make a YouTube video claiming that you had all of the content and that you were at some future point going to make more content based on all this evidence? Or would you, B, turn that evidence over to some law enforcement entity with jurisdiction? Chat, what would be the moral? What do you think would be the moral decision here? I know what my answer is. My answer is not, I would go make a bunch of YouTube videos promising that I would make more YouTube videos at some later date wherein the evidence would then be presented. That would not be how I would handle that situation. How I would handle that situation would be to shut the fuck up and not possibly damage the evidence that I had, and just get that evidence directly to law enforcement so law enforcement could then do their fucking jobs and work to prosecute this cabal of criminality that you have uncovered. you know, like the idea that any normal person would have an evidence of a bunch of, criminal conspiracies going on and say like, oh, man, I got to get this to YouTube. Like, imagine walking into your apartment and there's like 3 dead bodies and you're like, oh God, where's my phone? I got to get this on TikTok. Like, that's not how you do that. You contact the proper authorities with jurisdiction to then help you make sure that no one further is harmed. Anyway, as I was saying last night, I think somebody's full of shit. And it kind of pisses me off. Okay, we can keep that. I can't sell any of that stuff. All right. Okay. All right, we got our stuff. What are we doing now? Calling the Storm Riders. All right. Wait, calling or culling? Calling. Okay. I was about to say, if we're culling the Storm Riders, it's a very different mission.
I've tracked the Nerubians to a burrow near the meadery. They must be after the Cinder Brew.
Must be after the Cinder Brew. Anyway, I didn't come on tonight to talk about last night's stream.
On your signal, I'll lure the
You know,
Nerubians to the meadery.
meet Belgrim at Cinder Brew Meadery. Yeah. Okay. Go and watch it if you haven't watched it already. It's pretty self-explanatory. Why are you not? What is going on? Sorry, I was hitting the button over and over, and it wasn't doing anything. I think I just had a little bit of input lag there. Last night's stream was fun. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Obviously, one where we're concentrating on one person who's full of shit. Although again, my invitation's still open. If there is evidence that for some reason you don't think law enforcement needs, that you're hanging on to for whatever reason, I think that you should release it. I mean, he did say in that video last night, he's like, God forbid there was an arrest. Can you imagine if there's an arrest? Which means that he believes that the evidence that he has is evidence of a crime. And I don't know if you know this, but if you have evidence of a crime and you don't reveal that evidence of a crime, and then it turns out that a crime happened and you did not reveal that you had evidence that the crime occurred, you may be committing a crime. That's the thing. That's actually a real thing. So, if you believe that what you have is evidence of criminality and you're not giving that evidence of criminality over to law enforcement, and instead you're going to make YouTube content with it, it's either not evidence of criminality, A, which means you just slandered someone, or B, you are possibly committing a crime yourself by not getting that information to law enforcement in a timely and responsible manner. And I should have said all of that last night. I forgot and thought about it today that I wanted to say it. And I just remembered that I wanted to say all of that today. So, yeah. Anyway, that was last night's stream. And we'll see what happens. I don't know if I don't think that person said anything about me today that I'm aware of. If they did, they didn't tell me. No one told me. I was working with that person streams during the day, and I'm working during the day, so I don't I can't attend their streams or stream at the same time or anything like that. So, if there is if you did say something and there's some response that I'm asked for, I might consider responding, but you know, we'll see. We will definitely see.
Back to the meteor. Then we will finish our preparations.
I've got to put. Oh, right. This is where we got to blow up the spiders. I've done this before. It's just been a minute.
Over here, champion. Let's burn some Nerubians to cinders. Return to the meadery. I'll lead them into the trap.
Okay. And this is where I set up all the trap things.
Do you require aid?
Okay.
Nerubians will soon start swarming from the north.
So,
Place our defenses in the path. The honey will slow them down.
yeah.
Mead and pollen will help us tear through them.
So we want to put these like here. It only lets you place 6 defenses. It's like, that's all I get. They've got like 4 ways in. All right. And then this one is attacking the vat splashes volatile meat onto nearby enemies, right? And this is Cinderbee pollen attacking the basket causes the pollen to explode, dealing heavy damage. Okay. So put one of those. Put one of those. And I'll put this right here. And I will get the hell out of the way.
Come, let us get you on a storm rook.
Okay.
May the titans come.
Hi, Christina. Welcome back.
They're coming.
You missed me ranting about Mr. Man from last night. So it wasn't much, but you did miss it. Hi, how you doing, Randy? It's good to see you too. We had a stream last night that about someone. Not someone I don't think someone that you know. Someone from kind of like leftist Twitch and YouTube. But he was alleging a lot of things about people that reminded us of a way certain someone used to allege things about people, and so we had a talk last night. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, WoW just kicked me out. All right. Well, that was kind of interesting. But anyway, we were talking about how the person that we talked about last night reminded us of a certain lobster roll. Yeah, it's not a long stream. He's not someone that I was even familiar with. I didn't even know this person existed before yesterday. But definitely very very similar vibes to someone we used to know. Franklin has returned. Hi. Hello. Are you hoping that I have cheese? I don't have any cheese. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Oh, is my server offline? Where's Bloodhoof? Hello? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, WoW just quit on us. I'm not sure what happened there. It's a little weird. Oh, really? I keep meaning to check that show out. Someone sent that to me a week or so ago, and I was supposed to watch that, and I keep forgetting. WoW might be down. So let's find a new game to play. Because we're having serious issues connecting to the server here. And it's definitely not my internet connection. My internet connection's fine. So let's play something else. Let's play what's something else that I can play? Oh, you know what? I've wanted to play on stream for a while now is Slay the Spire. So we're gonna play some Slay the Spire. If you guys have never seen it before, you're about to. Slay the Spire is a turn-based strategy game. It's a deck builder, as they call it. And you build your deck through, like you start with, I'll explain it real quick. Hold on. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. So you get one, you can play any of the 4 characters. This is the warrior person. This is like the rogue. This is the robot. And this is the monk. So we're going to play the monk because I need to work on the monk a little bit. And you start with certain abilities and cards. You know, each character has their starting relic and their starting cards, and they've got a certain like play style. So we're gonna play the monk, and since WoW decided to give up the goat tonight, okay. And this game's also good too because it's a lot easier to pause and talk during than WoW is. It's all good. Well, I don't really want any of these. I guess I'll just take the 3 potions. Okay. Well, we got a smoke bomb, and we got a regen potion. That's pretty good. First thing I always like to look for is what's the latest shop I can find. These are shops. And I want as much gold as I can get out of a level before I go shopping. So this is the latest one. So what's the easiest path to get to that shop? Does this interface at all? It does. All right, so we're going to take... Oh, God, this is a meat grinder. I have 5, 6, 7 combats before I can get a rest. Woo. Woof. That's definitely not an easy path. All right, so if we go this way, we're going to have to do a super elite. But then I can cut over here and get to that. And I do get a rest right before the super elite. And I get an early shop, which I don't always love, but sometimes these question marks have like missions and stuff that'll give us a big burst of gold. So we'll go through this path and we'll see how it works out. Yeah, I've wanted to check that out. I really do need to do that. All right, this kind of scares me because the card that I need to... Right now in this red stance, I take double damage. I do double damage, but I take double damage. And I can't change out of the stance because the change card stance was in my last hand. So I'm going to have to roll with this. I'm going to be able to kill him, but if I didn't get 2 of those cards, it was not going to be able to kill him. That might have been bad. All right. What do I want here? All right, I'm going to take that one. I played a lot of this game, just to let you know. I played this game for years. I played a lot of it. Let's do that, and we'll go calm. And that'll be fine. Anyway, I didn't want to do a whole stream about that person tonight. You know, we did that stream last night, so... The point wasn't to come on here tonight and just talk about that person. It's perfectly possible that I'll never talk about that person ever again. On the channel, this is just, you know, we're just kind of hanging out, so it's kind of whatever night. And if anybody wants to come on Discord and chat with me, it's an open forum night, so you're welcome to do that. Just let me know that you're in the Discord, and I'll happily jump in there with you. But and it's open forum. We just, you know, the topic is whatever. But I guess I was hesitant to do last night's stream because I never wanted this channel to be a take down other people channel. Even though it kind of became that for a little bit with Lobster Roll, which again, it was more about, it was situational. It wasn't, I never sat down and was like, I'm going to put together a whole channel that talks about this one person. It just kind of happened. And I was very hesitant to do it at first. And Batsy was hesitant for me to do it as well. It's like, do you really want to do this? It's like, I don't know. I mean, it worked out. I think we got some good. I think that we brought in people to the community that wouldn't have been brought in otherwise, who have been good contributors, like mods and stuff that have been a part of the community since. And so that part of it was good. Oh, wait, I got to think about this. Do I want Deceive Reality or do I want Consecrate? Oof. I want both. All right, let's go with Consecrate for now. Yeah. And like, it also led to, those shows that I did with Kyle, which Kyle, that's a whole other situation, of course. But I think some of the content that Kyle and I created together was really good content. It was fun to make. Kyle is a very talented, creative person. And we had a good rapport and good chemistry. And I enjoyed the content that I made alongside him. The other stuff happened and it's extremely sad. It made me very, very sad that this other stuff happened. But it happened. And, nothing I could do about it. And I can't ever create with him ever again, of course, because of it. But, that was part that the coverage that I did on Lobster Roll indirectly led, or maybe directly led to that. I don't know. At least indirectly. So it wasn't all bad. I grew close with many of the people, that are in my, several of my mods and, friends that I have here in the community. I'm friends with because that content that I did on them. So it was a positive for the channel. And we always did our best to create other content as well. It wasn't, the only thing that we created or like concentrated on for long periods of time in any way, shape, or form. But there are times when I wish I hadn't made as much of it, I guess. I mean, you can go back to the archive. I think I intentionally left up, I believe, every stream I ever had where Lobster Roll was mentioned. I think. I don't think I took any of those down. And any of the ones that aren't there anymore are just hidden. If they aren't up, they're just private. They're not, I didn't delete any of them. So they could come back at some point if they needed to for some reason. I don't know why they would, but if that was the thing they could. I'm really getting my fucking ass kicked. God. I've only got 5 block this turn, and they're about to do 22 damage to me. Good Lord. All right. Well, we're going to block as much as we can. I guess I'll kill this guy. I really wanted to kill this guy, but like all I've got are unplayable cards. All right. Anyway. Yeah, Christy, I mean, you've been here since God. You've been here since early. I think, trying to remember how you and I first intersected. I think we met in the non sequitur chat, and then I mentioned something because you've known me since the Mixer days, since I was streaming on Mixer. And I think that's how you ended up modding for me. Is I mentioned something in there about like coming by, and then you showed up. I was like, "Oh, Christina, I know her," And so I just like, yeah, I'm gonna make like I didn't know anything about modding or anything. I just did it, and I didn't even like ask you if you wanted to be a mod. I just like made you a mod, and you were very gracious about it because I didn't know what I was doing. But I think that's how we met. Was out of the, I think it was from Non Sequitur. God, I miss Mixer. I know I think I say this every single stream that I miss Mixer, but guys, I really miss Mixer. Oh, I miss Mixer so much. It was so good. Microsoft, please. Yeah, we'll gain 6 block. Why not? There are a bunch of great cards there, but I did not have nearly enough gold to get all the stuff I wanted. All right, this guy's a bitch. All right, we're going to dramatic entrance and we're going to consecrate. I'm going to use my strength potion too. Oh, I should have done it before I attacked. It's fine. All right. I really wanted you later. I hate that you're here now, but let's just keep going. But yeah, Christina, you were a very early mod. Super early. All right, see this guy, like each time you use a skill card, which you have almost all block cards are skill cards, he'll do more damage on his attacks the more times you block. So that's why he's rough. So you gotta be really careful about how often you block against this guy. Sometimes you just gotta let him hit you. All right, so we got 16 damage on him. This is gonna take him to 22. Right now he's doing 18 damage. If I take him to 22, he'll do 6 damage. Or no, he goes to 20. Okay, cool. So he's only gonna do 15 damage. All right. Well, I saved 1 point of health by doing that. All right, so let's do that in intercom. Let's hit him. 6 block and get an insight. All right, so he's only going to do 2 damage, but I didn't get to hit him this round, so. Yeah, Mixer's gone. Good old Mixer, man. Good old Mixer. All right, so he's got 32. He's about to do 24 to me. So I got to do 12 block. All right, that takes it down to 15. Forking shirt balls. All right, so he's going to do 16 or 18 damage to me. Oh my god. I think you were very early in mods. It was like you were very early. Lady Starfire was one of my first mods. Because I knew her from, I think, Non Sequitur. Maya, of course. Azrael was one of my first mods, of course. But yeah, I mean, some of you guys have been around since baby progressive liberal days. Like years, man. Years. And I'm still not rich and famous. What's going on? Like, you know, what's going on here? How am I this lazy? If I wasn't so lazy, it would be me on Christina Aguilera's new album. It's not true. Don't believe my lies. I've got to get a rest site soon, please. Do I want this? Turn as smite. That is good. Ragnarok's really good. And it's Ragnarok Plus. It's the upgraded version. Let's do Battle Hymn. All right. Ooh, we got a strawberry. Strawberry increases your maximum health. All right. I rested up to 42. Time to fight the slime boss. I'm going to hit this regen potion too. All right, let's enter Wrath. Let's hit him. Insight just lets me draw 2 cards. All right, we got some card drawn a bit. I remember the toddler being a baby too. I met the toddler before you guys met the toddler. And she's not a toddler anymore. She's 8 years old now. She's 8 years old now. That's like an entire person. It's like an entire person. It's frightening that anyone would allow her to get to 8 freaking years old. Oh, damn. This guy's about to beat the shit out of me. All right. I have to get him down to 70 to half of his health to make him split into other slimes. And he's 9 health. I didn't get any more. These are both block cards. So he's about to hit me for 35 damage because I couldn't do enough damage to him. Yeah, she's 8 years old. She's in what, 3rd grade? You know, she just keeps on keeping on. I don't know how they allow this. I think it should all be outlawed. All of it should be outlawed immediately. This is ridiculous that this is happening in Joe Biden's America. You know, who's looking out for the little guy? Anyway. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she's a good kiddo. She's a good kiddo. Her and her mom spent most of the summer in Jersey with family. They just got back a couple of weeks ago so that little Miss Lady could start school. But they're doing fine. They're doing good. Oh, yeah. 10 years old. Wow. I know Franklin is 9 years old. Franklin is literally an old man now. He's literally old. I tease him about it quite frequently, and I tell him how old he is. He doesn't seem phased. He just acts like he doesn't even care. Guys, I don't think I'm going to win this fight. I don't know that I'm going to win this fight. I usually win this fight quite easily, and I'm not getting the card draw I need. Like, I'm getting all of my block cards together instead of, like, being spaced out, and it makes it really, really difficult because you want to damage these guys on the right turns, and on the turns where I need to damage them, I'm getting block, and on the turns where I need to block, I'm getting damage. And this is not going well. And these two potions aren't good for this fight. Like, this one won't work on this fight. This is a smoke bomb to run away, but it doesn't work on non-boss fights. And then this just upgrades all your cards in your hand for the rest of combat, which won't help me here. God, they're about to do 26 damage to me. And they keep hitting me with Frail, which makes block from cards lower for 3 turns. So I can't block enough of their damage. And when I spend all my cards on block, well, now I'm gonna take 14 damage this round. I only have 21 left. I never die this early. I never die this early in this game. I'm actually pretty good at this game. It doesn't look like it right now. Like I'm about to die on the first boss, but I'm usually pretty good at this game. I'm getting absolutely smoked. I'm dead this turn. I can't block this much damage, and I got none of these cards let me do damage. I have no damage cards this round, so I can't kill any of them. I'm completely screwed. So I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna just get as much block as I can get. This is a power card, which next turn I will get a damage card. I've waited all this time for that card to pop up. So yeah, I'm about to die to the first boss. I've played this game for years. I don't think I've ever died on this boss before. It's the first time I ever stream it and I die on this boss. So there you go. All right, we'll try that again. Well, that's true, April. That's true. He doesn't have any bills to pay. I remember one of my favorite tweets of all time was someone said, "My dog keeps sighing even though he doesn't know about taxes or the government." And I thought that was a good tweet. It was a very, very good tweet. And I say that just as I said that I heard Franklin snore, so he knows he's being talked about. Okay, this is a much, much, much better map. The last map was fucking awful. All right, so we're going to start down here, and we're going to go all the way across and up. So let's see how this goes. I know it's freaky, right? I remember when the toddler, we really hyped up kindergarten for her. We really hyped up kindergarten. And, turn Enter Wrath and draw 2 cards. Now let's get Empty Fist. Really amped it up. Her mom took a bunch of pictures. Like, there's this iconic picture of her holding her backpack and she's smiling and she's like standing proud in her new clothes. And like as she was headed into class, because on the first day, you know, parents usually they take them to class directly. And she got home that night and was absolutely astonished that she was going back the next day. Totally floored her. She's like, I'm going back tomorrow? And her mom's like, yeah? It's like what you do now during the day. Is this one? Yes. It's a hard little mini game. I played it very well. Cheeseburger every day after school. Wow. That might be what you know, today was National Cheeseburger Day. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. And so I ordered a place called Culver, which is near here. I had a Culver burger for dinner for National Cheeseburger Day. I love both of these cards, Wallop and Signature Move. They're both such good cards. Let's go with Wallop. I guess it's slightly better. Guess we should upgrade it. Yeah. Deal damage and gain block equal to the unblocked damage. Yeah, that'll work. But yeah, that kid loves school, man. This is a great relic. I hate that it's so early because I'm going to have to spend almost all of my gold on it and I can't buy any cards. Although I don't see any cards here that I really love. Like these are all of these 3 are good cards and these 2 are like cards. And you get these a lot. Like I'll have a lot more chances at this. This is a hard to find card, but I can't get this relic and that card. And this relic is better than this card. All right, we're going to take that, and that's it. That's all I can buy. That was a random store, too. Like, I didn't know that I was getting that store. It was in a question mark, so. School is fun days. 50 cheese hamburger today from McDonald's. Wow. I didn't know that they were still that cheap. Yeah, Culver's is awesome. Culver's is very good. It's a good burger. And it was buy one, get one free cheeseburger. So I got another one in the fridge. I'll heat up for tomorrow. I ordered them plain, you know, without condiments or anything, so I can just throw it in it's still in the wrap or the box, so I can just put it in the oven tomorrow. Well, not in the box. I'll take it out of the box, but I can put it in the oven, warm it up. Hi, Franklin. Well, I put it in the oven, heat it up tomorrow, and throw some ketchup and stuff on it, and have a sec. Okay, I just gave you pets. I'm working, I'm doing stuff. I can't just pet dogs all day. I'm sorry. It's against dog law. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know it's literally against dog law to pet dogs all day long? Did you know that? Did you know that you go to dog jail? Yeah. Is that what you want? Do you like pets that much that you're willing to go to dog jail over them? Probably. Actually, now that I think about it, you probably do like it that much. So, all right, go lay down. Go lay down. But yeah, so I got Culver for dinner. I still got I forgot to throw my box away. The box is right here. I threw the bag away and I had to throw away the box. So there you go. All right. Which path do I want? I don't need another store because I only got 30 gold. I guess we'll just go the original way. I'll just go to the store. I'll see if there's some cards in there I want or something. Choose an attack. Start each combat with this attack in your hand. Oh, we could start with Wallop in our hand. Let's do that. I doubt there's going to be... I'm just going to skip 30 gold. You're not going to get anything for 30 gold. You don't eat leftovers? Oh, I love leftovers. You just... like, if you have leftovers, you just refuse to eat them? Completely? I can't even imagine. Leftovers are the best thing. It's like tomorrow I don't have to cook anything. I just have food and I don't have to even worry about the food. I get to just have food that's already been made. It's also just me. Like, I'm the only one that is here. So I have to, I got to cook for myself. No one's cooking for me. No one's making food. If I don't make food don't get made. So that's probably part of it too. There are lots of days where I just don't feel like cooking, man. I got to eat, but I don't feel like cooking. Okay, so I've got 2 energy left. If I do this, yeah, I don't have any. All right. Let's block, and let's just do 6 damage to him since he has less health. All right. Yeah, like the other day I made, I don't know what's going on with my vape. Why is this not, what's going on? Something's wrong with my vape. There we go. That was hard. That was hard? That was odd. Sure, why not? Doesn't matter. The other day, I made a summertime chili. So I call it summertime chili. I don't know if anybody else calls it summertime chili, but to me, a summertime chili has less meat in it. It's easier on your stomach. It's not, like a wintertime chili. Franklin, stop trying to get pets. It's not pet in the Franklin time. Okay, fine. It's pet in Franklin time. But a summertime chili, for what I do, it has less meat in it. So like I'll put beans in it. This one I put mushrooms in it, which I told my dad, and he's like, "You put mushrooms in your chili? I didn't raise you to put mushrooms in your chili." And I'm like, "Fuck you, A. B, it's my chili. No one else is eating it. I'm the only one eating it. So I can put whatever I want it. I can urinate in the fucking chili if I want to. I don't anymore. I'm cutting back. But if I did, that's my choice." And anyway, it was a whole thing. But so I made a summertime chili, but I didn't make it just for chili. I made it, and then I got soft taco wraps, and I made soft tacos with the chili, and I put I put some cheese on or whatever. Yeah, the HelloFresh meals, I did those for a while. The problem, again, I'm only one person, and it's like it was just hard to justify as a single person because they get expensive, man. Mushrooms are good in chili. I love mushrooms in chili. That's my dad for you. He's always got a problem. Always got a problem. He doesn't know. I love my dad. I'm just teasing. But yeah. So I made what I call summertime chili, and then I made tacos. I made soft tacos out of it. It was really good. But then I had it every day for like 4 days straight. And I got kind of tired of it. And I was like, okay. Oh, I put mushrooms in my lasagna. I did. Now I put my mushrooms in lasagna. Wait, let me try that again. I put mushrooms in my lasagna. That time I got it. But I don't put them in when I make stuffed shells. And stuffed shells are very similar to lasagna, of course. I need to make some stuffed shells. I haven't made that in a while. I might actually do that. I need a grocery shop. One of the reasons I'm talking about food is that I got a grocery shop when we're done. I always go on Instacart and find out what, was going on with the sales or whatever for the week, because I'm going to go grocery shopping tomorrow. So I always put my list together in Instacart before I go. Well, I ate almost all of it. It wasn't, there's probably enough for like 2 tacos left. I was like, okay, I can't eat this again tonight. It's been like 5 days in a row. And it was really good. And I was very happy with how it came out and everything, but that is one bad thing about like living alone is you have to like, sometimes you have to be like, okay, if I cook something, then, I rarely like cook something that's just that meal. Like rarely will I sit down and just like, because when you buy, okay, so here's a case in point of what because I don't know that I'm making a lot of sense. So for instance, last week I made sausage and peppers. So you buy some sausage, you buy like a, sausage link, whatever. You buy some peppers and you buy some onions. Well, unless you get like half of a sausage thing and like one bell pepper and one white onion, and even then that might be too much food for one person's meal. So it's hard to like cook meals that are just like enough food for just like one person to eat at one time. So there's like always something left over because it's just very hard to do that. Unless like I order a sandwich from somewhere. So I almost always have leftovers just because of how much food you usually get when you buy a thing. But it doesn't always mean, see, I hate it when I get both of these cards dealt to me at the same time. Like I want this card on one turn and then this card on the next turn or vice versa. So we're just going to do this. And then we're going to do this. That way I have 7 block every turn. And I just won't attack him on the opening turn when it's best time to attack him. It's illegal not to put them in lasagna? Wow, I hadn't heard that. That's a new one. I will do a seance and ask my grandmother in the great beyond how she feels about that statement. My Italian grandmother. We'll get it from her. We'll get it from her directly. Deal 9 damage, exit stance. Okay, then this, and then this, then this, and then this. Cool. Yeah, so, that's and again, I'm not I'm fine being single. I'm not like, oh, I'm single. I wish somebody was here to cook for me. Because I got bad news for you guys. Patsy almost never cooked. I almost always did the cooking. And she would like promise, again, this isn't a bash Batsy thing at all. I still love and adore Batsy, of course. But for years, literally for years, and I still tease her about this, she promised to make me corned beef hash. And I would we would go, when we'd be at the store, and I'd be like, do you want to buy this stuff for corned beef hash? She'd be like, yeah, let's buy the stuff. And there was like this certain like brand of corned beef and like the stuff. And then it would she'd be like, oh, well, I don't feel like making it this week. Like, you can make it or you can make something else. We were married for over 4 years. She never made me her corned beef hash. Never did it. It never happened. And I'd be like, are you ever actually going to make this? She's like, yes, I want to make it for you. The way I make it, it's so good. It's so good. And she'd like hype it up. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. Let's do it. And then I get the stuff for it. Oh, I just drank the wrong freaking potion. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and use it. Well, it didn't work. It's fine. I meant to drink this potion, and I drank the other one. It's fine. It's fine. It's a complete waste of potion. Yeah, Christina, I think about that sometimes at night, because like the way that I sleep, I have a queen size bed, and I'm just sprawled across that bed, just freaking sprawled across that bed. And I'll think sometimes like, if I ever have somebody that sleeps in this bed with me, it's gonna be strange. That's gonna be very, very different. All right. We're going to go for something here. We're going to hit him with this, and then hit him with that. And he's still going to do 14 damage, but I had to get some damage in on him. Yeah, like I think about the pillow I use. So I read about I have a problem with the shoulder. I actually had Franklin, please. He keeps licking the underside of my arm whenever I'm talking. I have a problem with this shoulder, and like, if I sleep wrong on this shoulder, I get a bad migraine, which I had today, and I actually took a little bit of a nap before the stream to help my migraine go away, which thank God it did, because it was miserable today. Today was really hard. It was really hard to work through. But so when I have these migraines, I actually have a maternity pillow that I sleep with that's on the bed. It's one of the giant U-shaped maternity pillows that I can like put underneath my back, and I can kind of like cradle and like put my shoulder on, and it like props this side of my shoulder up so that it's not pulled down and yanked in weird ways while I'm sleeping. And I was laying there literally earlier today thinking, man, if I ever get married again, how am I gonna like when I have one of these migraines, like I gotta sleep with this maternity pillow. Like I've never slept with any other pillow that helps my migraines the way that this one does. I'm about to die at the first boss again. 2 runs in a row. Guys, I never die at the first boss. I'm dead. This turn, I'm dead. What in the fuck's going on? The first time I ever streamed this game, I've literally played this game since it came out years ago. I don't believe I've ever died at the first boss. I just died at the first boss 2 games in a row, the first time I ever started streaming. What in the fuck? All right, let's play the robot. We'll play the robot instead. Maybe I haven't played much of the monk lately. Maybe it's the monk. Maybe it's the monk. I don't know. I don't know who I upset. Like this has been a little bit rough. I'll be honest with you. Like I don't usually die at this game very early on. Okay, so we need to go here. We need to hope that none of these are combats. Is what we need to hope. We need to hope that this is a combat. This is a combat. And these 3 question marks are anything but combat, so that this only has 1 HP and I can kill it in 1 hit. We'll see. I wouldn't say that's very likely, but it could happen. It could happen. He sleeps when you're not. Okay, well, I suppose that is one way to deal with it. Like, if I find some woman crazy enough to like be around me, I don't know what the sleeping situation is going to be. I don't know. Be like, listen, honey, here's my apartment for sleeping. You get your own apartment for sleeping, and like come over for dinner and sex. Right? Like is that reasonable? Is that how relationships work? I'm kidding. That's of course how they work. Why would they work any way differently? Let's upgrade charge battery. That's a really good one to upgrade. No combat, no combat, no combat. Yes. Boy, it's really early to get this one. We'll start with ball lightning. I hate getting that relic that early in the game. Okay, so we're going to need to do that, and then boom. Awesome possum. An invisible welcome sign to narcissist on my forehead, so I will remain single indefinitely. Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, a lot of it is I have anxiety issues, and I'm shy about, wanting to put that on someone else. I think that's a lot of why I'm cautious about dating women. Not that anyone's beaten down my door or anything. Let's not pretend. But I rarely even put myself out in places. So do it 50 style. Your bed, my bed. Absolutely. I Love Lucy style. Or what was the other one? I Dream of Jeannie. They also showed their separate beds. Yeah. Yeah, let's smith something. Let's see. That's a really good card to upgrade. Yeah. Yeah, more block. You had a trauma bond. Let's just do this. Okay. There's a certain card that I love with him that makes it so that your lightning bolt from your lightning balls hit all of the enemies at the same time. And I love that card. It's one of my favorite cards in the game. And I always hope to get it. All right, we're not going to that. Well, let's just go here but skip the shop because I don't have enough gold to buy anything anyway. And then we'll hit this and hope it's not combat. Cool, it's not combat. And whenever you add an attack into your deck, upgrade it. All right, cool. Fine by that. And then let's upgrade Loop. Loop's a really good one to upgrade. Okay, Mr. Fire Jewel. What's this thing called? The Hexaghost. I'm back, Hexaghost. Let's do this and channel that. And do that. Okay, that's cool. Okay, definitely got a block here. This guy's about to hit the piss out of me. This is a block. Yeah, it's a block potion. So let's drink that. Let's do this. Let's get that block. Let's get this block. A block from that. That blocks most of it. Not perfect, but it blocks most of it. Only took 12 damage, so not too shabby. Let's get block up and do some more damage. All right, I'm feeling good about this run. Feeling good about this run. You know, I think about that too. Like I'm fine being single. I mean, I wouldn't mind the companionship of a relationship with the right person. That's the other thing too. Like, I'm 44. Like, at my age, I'm not dating just to date, right? Like, those days are over, man. I don't need companionship. You know, the way that when I was younger, I was one of those people that felt like I needed someone around. Like, I wouldn't say that I was codependent really, but I felt like I was incomplete unless I had someone in my life that I was sharing my time and attention with. And I think I've grown out of that a lot. I think a lot of that just comes with maturity, just depending more on, you know, self validation, I guess, than, you know, needing that from someone else. But at the same time, it's nice to have a companion that, you know, you get along with, that, you know, you understand and that you feel understands you. It's a nice thing to have. It's like, I could never be polyamorous, but it's why I totally understand polyamory, because having that, you know, having more than one companion to share experiences with, to share a life with, like, I totally understand that. It's not for me. I could never do that. You know, maybe there's some group of people out there that I've never met that would totally shock me that I could have it with. Because I'm very, well, I'm not jealous, but I'm very, when I spend my emotional energy, I like to spend my emotional energy on one person and really focus on them. Because, I like to be made to feel important, and I like to make my companion feel important. That's, hold on, I gotta think about this. All right. I don't want that. Definitely don't want that, because then I can't rest anymore. And I don't want that because I can't get gold anymore. I hate both of these relics. I never choose either of these relics. I don't know. I guess this one's a little bit better because it means you get some block no matter what. So we'll take that one. I know, Christine. I hear that a lot. Thank you. I had somebody I worked with the other day. He's like, well, it wasn't the other day. It was a couple months ago. Who's like 29. He's like, oh, I thought you were the same age I am. I'm like, nope. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Is this the latest shop? Oh, fuck. Well, one of these question marks might be a shop. This is the latest one that I can verify. So we need to start over here. And I got to go through all this. All right. Okay. Let's go. Oh, I hate these guys because they steal your gold whenever they hit you. Even if you block it, they still steal your gold. All right. Yeah, and it's more than just reassurance. It's more about like when I'm like, let's say we go out to a movie. I don't know. We go do something together. It's more about like knowing that you're having a good time. I don't know how to put it, but that like the experiences that we're sharing together mean as much to the other person as they'll mean to me. Because I'm a sentimental fucking softy. And not everyone is. And that's okay. It's okay to not be to be like that. Not everybody is. But I get very attached to people and things. I'm almost out of water. All right, this guy's gonna be able to run away from me before I can kill him, unfortunately. But he's gonna steal some of my gold. But I killed the other guy, so I'll get the gold that the other guy stole back. But I won't get the gold that guy stole, unfortunately. I just don't have enough attack cards in my deck right now. All right, let's pause real quick because I gotta get some water. I'll be right back. Okay. Got some water and I drained the main vein. Here we go. I had no idea we'd been streaming for 2.5 hours. I didn't even look. I looked at that when I sat down. We were at 229. And I was like, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Does not feel like it. One of those nights where you just stream for ages. We won't. Well, I think after this run, I'll probably sign off and go look at my TikTok stats or something. Actually, I've done pretty well on TikTok. I'm pretty happy with the videos I made. Again, I only joined TikTok the other day. I mean, I think I've posted 5 or 6 times. Like, it's not. Oh, good night, Azriel. I just saw that you were leaving. I think she may already be gone. But I hope that you have a good night if you're still here. But yeah, the response has been really nice over there. What are you making for lunch? Before you go make the lunch, I want to know what you're making for lunch. I'm being nosy. Boy, I'm not getting through this guy's block. There's a card that lets you like you can melt something's block and hit them, and I usually have it by now. But I don't have it this run, so it makes this guy harder because he puts up so much block every turn. But I got it down to 10 now, so it should be a little bit easier. And this, you have almost 12,000 followers. I have like 28. Jesus. Again, I just started this week, so you know, I've got some time. What do you do over there, Christina? And you should follow me so that I can follow you back. But like, what do you post about? And to be fair, Azriel's been trying to get me to join TikTok for years, and I didn't, and I should have. I should have joined TikTok years ago, and I did not. All right, so we want to go. We want to stay to the right side. I think I'm just going to skip this store because I don't want... Well, no, I'll go in. I'll go in. Yes! This is the relic I was hoping was here, and it's here. I want this card really bad, but this relic... That relic is... That's the second best relic for the robot. There's only one relic that's better for him. So, that was a win. I am so glad that was there. Just lifestyle stuff, yeah. So far I've just done like real, like serious politics stuff. I was thinking today, like, I need to do some funny stuff. I need to do like, when you see like skits and things, I need to do some of that because I don't mind doing the serious stuff, but I like making people laugh too. So I need to show a little bit of my personality on TikTok and make some different stuff. Oh, do you? Yeah, I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people like the stuff that they put on TikTok or YouTube, whatever. They keep them, they're like completely different worlds. So far, almost everything I've posted on TikTok, I've posted on YouTube. But I made a mistake the other day because I'm also learning YouTube Shorts. I've never used YouTube Shorts before, so I'm learning both things at the same time, trying to do more short form content because a lot of people consume that these days. And yeah, for sure. But I didn't realize, I thought that like when I uploaded a video on YouTube, I could then tell YouTube, hey, this is a short, but you can't. The video has to be less than a minute or you can't make it a short. And it was 1:06. And I was annoyed, but I was like, all right, well, I'll just put the video up anyway. I just want to see how will a 1:06 video perform on my channel? Like how will that work? A channel that like almost all of my content is long form content. And it's fine. It's doing okay. And it was, it was very newsy. It was about Amber Nicole Thurman, who was very much in the news. yesterday as, you know, one of the women that died due to Trump's abortion bans, and, you know, it's just her story. Very simple, very short, you know, just explaining what happened to her, and kind of why it happened as well. And, you know, just to see, I was just curious, like, how will YouTube react to this? And, it's gotten a little bit of reach. I mean, it's, you know, I don't think it even has 100 views. I mean, I don't mean, you know, it's gotten a lot of views, but like people that have responded to it are people that have never responded to my channel before. Like it's gotten the attention of people that this is the first time they've ever even heard of me, which I found very interesting. So it means I'm going to do more short form content because it's getting me to people that don't normally even interact with my channel. See, Christina, I thought I had the 3-minute option. Here's the thing. Since I left and came back, they changed a bunch of those rules. And I think because in the time when I left and came back, my channel's no longer monetized, I think I used to have that option when my channel was monetized. But now that my channel's no longer monetized, I don't have that option anymore. I think that's what's going on. So, you know, it's just me supposing. I don't have any evidence that that's what's going on. But I'm 99% sure I used to have the 3-minute option. So, this is a really good card. This is an outstanding card. We need this card. And we'll take this card. Oh, on TikTok. No. On TikTok, I only have like 28 followers. I'm nowhere near 1,000 followers on TikTok. I got a lot of work to do on TikTok before I get to 1,000 followers, unfortunately. But once I do, when we do these kinds of streams, they're going to be on TikTok as well. So, yeah, we're going to skip this merchant because I don't have enough gold. Once I can go live over there, I will be live. All of the long form streams will be live on TikTok as well. And there was a thing where they were like, you know, email us if you have a presence online, and like maybe we can unlock it for you. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, we'll take this. Probably going to do that tomorrow and just be like, hey, you know, here's what I've got. Like, can you just unlock live for me? So I'm going to ask them if they will. I don't know. I have no idea if that's going to work or if they're going to say yes or anything, but I'm going to try because I would like that. I would like to be able to go live on TikTok. Especially like if we do, when we do interviews and stuff. I mean, I'm going to do more interviews, obviously. That's always been a part of the channel. And it's fun too, because I can go live on Twitter and like, you know, on Twitter, I have 19,000 some followers. And so I see it all the time. Like people just come in, like they see it pop up on their Twitter feeds, and they're popping in and just watching for a couple of minutes and then leaving. Because again, these are kind of long form, you know, we're just chatting type of streams. So people have no idea what's going on, and they're like, what is this? And they're like, okay, well, I don't want to watch this guy play video games. This is boring. I'm leaving. And I understand. But, okay, so I want to play this. Sorry, I had to think for a second. And then I want to play this, and then this, and then this. Okay, I played that right. All right. Yeah, like if you went live on TikTok, I could join you on TikTok. And there is somebody that has a following on TikTok that said that, you know, they may want me to do some collaboration stuff with them in the somewhat near future. So I may be doing that soon. Like I may be going live with some people on TikTok, which if you're not following me on TikTok, like when I do those, you're going to have to follow me on TikTok. I try to be available for you guys as many places as possible, but there's some things that you know, not much I can do about it if you're not following me. Shit. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that'll block everything. Yeah, that'll block all his damage. Okay. Oh, we killed him. Cool. What do I want here? Yeah, let's take that. And then we'll rest up, and then we have which boss? Oh, this guy. Fuck. There's a card that's really good against him that I have not even seen yet. So it's a rare card. It doesn't come up on every run, but on TikTok it is ProLib, PROLIB. Progressive Liberal was not available, and ProLibShow wasn't available, I think, was the other one. I was very unhappy about it. But yeah, it's just tiktok.com/ProLib. And what's been happening, and what will probably continue to happen, is like, ooh, cool, I will follow you back. Wait, I think I have it. I think I can do that right here. Maybe not. Maybe I got to do it on my phone. I guess I can't follow people from the desktop version. Okay. That's weird. TikTok does weird things. But what's been happening is like, it'll just be the middle of the day and it'll be like, you know, I'll be watching the news, paused for lunch type of thing. And something will happen in the news that just inspires me. Oh, I'll make a quick video. And I've perfected this little workflow where I can put a video together in like 10 minutes. Like write the script, record it, edit and throw it up on TikTok, YouTube, you know, wherever it is that I'm putting it up. So that's been really, really, really cool that I've been able to put that to be able to put a video together that quick is a lot of fun for me. And like the first day I was on TikTok, I made like 4 videos because I was like, oh wow, this is really easy. Like I can make videos really quick, and I had to like pace myself and be like, okay, I shouldn't be putting out 4 videos a day probably. Should probably relax a little bit. All right. So I'm about to be hit for a lot. All right, let's do this and then this. Okay. Oh, where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. I will follow you right now. I'll follow you back right now. Oh, wow, I have a lot of notifications. Did something happen? Oh, I got a bunch of new followers. Oh, okay, cool. Very, very, very nifty. Sorry. I was just, All right, cool. One of my videos has like almost 1,800 views. That's pretty awesome. Again, for just, you know, for being brand new, it feels good. But yeah, so the very first day I made like 4 videos. I didn't put them all up. I think I put 2 up my first day. And now I've just been concentrating on, I want to make sure that when I'm putting content up, I want to get a distinct style to it so that you know it's one of my video. Like if you watch a bunch of my videos over time, I'm consistently editing the same way. I have, you know, consistent audio and that sort of thing. So, you know, I'm trying a couple of different things with some of these early videos. And like the video I put up today, I think it has like 18 views or something. Like it's not a very popular video, which is fine. But what I did with it was I made sure that like there's a certain style to it, and that I know, like I'm always putting my username up in the top left at a certain font size. You know, I've got a background behind it that's at 40% transparency, opacity, whatever. You know, like stuff like that. Like, and I'm doing that every time. Every single time I'm doing, you know, I'm doing that kind of thing. And when I cut between different things, I always use this particular transitions that always looks the same. When the video starts, I have a certain trend, like that kind of stuff where I want to have consistent editing. And so that's what was one thing that I wanted to do today, even though I knew when I made the video, I'm like, okay, this isn't going to be a very popular video, and it wasn't. It was more about like, let me, establish this methodology to the content that I'm creating so that my content has a consistent look and feel to it. And I think that's fun for me. I enjoy editing. I'm one of those weird people that enjoys cutting something up and editing it and, making it say a thing. Yeah. Well, I'm saying the editing software that I use, so I don't use the TikTok editor. I use a different editor. So like if I do it through TikTok, it will put my name on there. But if I do it myself, I can like put my name where I want it. So that's the kind of thing. Like I'm trying to have like a consistent thing. And yeah, the algorithm, I'm not really worried about the algorithm yet. Like right now it's more about like finding what my voice is and that kind of stuff. I'm worried about that like this first couple of months while I'm playing around with it. And then once I've got all that stuff down, then I'll start playing with the algorithm, trying to get the algorithm to pay attention to me. But that's down the line. I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay. Let's get that. And then this. I may be able to kill him next turn. We'll see. And I'm going to block most of this damage. All right, he's going to hit me for 13. Okay, so we're going to hit him for this. Oh, I think we got it. We got it. He's dead. Awesome. Cool. Second boss defeated. This is the card. This is my favorite card. This is the card that I wanted in the fight that we just had. I wanted that card. Okay, so now I have a decision to make. Future card rewards have 2 less cards to choose from. Whenever I open a non-boss chest, I get a curse, or all enemies start combat with 1 strength. I think I'm going to take this one. All right, this is the 3rd level. This is the most difficult level. The latest shop is here right after an elite. Fuck. And we have to take down the super elite too, because I gotta get all of the things. Okay. We're gonna start here and go that way. All right. We are nearing the ends here. All right, this guy has to die real quick, because he's gonna explode in 3 turns for 30 damage. So, we are hyper concentrating on him. This, and then this. Okay. We should be able to get him. But yeah, I was reading they have like their creator academy or whatever on TikTok, and I was reading, they've got a whole article about how the algorithm works and everything. I started reading it, and I was like, this is a little early for me to be worried too much about. I gotta learn how to, like, what my voice is and how I'm editing before I worry about playing with the algorithm. So you don't have the link for Discord? I thought I gave it to you. All right. My bad. Hold on. Here you go. Welcome to the party, pal. Okay, so he's going to hit me for 5. I think I'll have enough to block it. Yeah, I have just enough. Okay, cool. do this and then hit him for 9. Okay, cool. Awesome possum. All right, we got a 2 focus, and we got dexterity potion. Okay. None of that's going to help me right now. But yeah, and I think the other thing I really like about TikTok as a creator thus far is how the community itself has been... The community itself is more... I was explaining this the other night on Discord. Like, the same content on YouTube... This is hard to explain. So, like, I'll put a video up on TikTok and YouTube. And on TikTok, like, the ratio of likes and comments is higher than it will be on YouTube. So, like, I get more, you know, not necessarily, I don't want to say I get more interaction always, but, like, the community seems more willing to engage with creators than the YouTube community always is. Which is, I'm not hating on the YouTube community. I'm the same way. There's a lot of videos that, like, I watch and I really should have said something and I never did. And it's just, that's how I watch YouTube. Like, I kind of watch YouTube kind of passively. I tend to listen to YouTube more than I watch YouTube. But when I'm watching stuff on TikTok, I tend to watch it instead of just listen to it. And so I find myself, like, interacting with the content on TikTok more often than I would interact with the exact same content on YouTube. It's interesting how the short form content gets you more engaged. You know, I like it. I just like it. I do this because of the community. We've talked about this for years. It's the same reason why I've always made sure that this community is not a safe space, right? Like, we have a huge variety of opinions of, you know, we have religious people, we have non-religious people, we have pagans, we have atheists, we have the whole gamut of, you know, lots of different creeds, and we have queer people, and we have straight people, and we have trans people, and you know, I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that. And that's one of the reasons why I want to go live on TikTok, because I feel like there's such a diversity of voices available. I know, because I've already seen them interacting with my stuff. Like, it's a large, diverse group. And, ooh, I love this relic. All right, we're taking that. We'll take white noise, and then we'll take streamline. Okay. Rest up, and then I got to see if I can beat the super elite. I don't even know if I can beat this one. They're really hard on this level, but I have to in order to get the red stone so that we can unlock. This guy's really difficult. I do have a fairy in a bottle, so if I die, I get to come back to life with 30% health. So I kind of get almost a second chance against this guy if I do die. But yeah, I've just been really... I was very hesitant for a long time to not join TikTok, and I regret that. I should have joined it sooner. But, you know, as I say, the best time to build a tree, or to build a tree. Oh my God. To plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So, my tree is planted. Get your minds out of the gutter. And it's gonna be part of the growth journey. Somebody asked me that, somebody in real life, so, you know, like a friend of mine, I told them that, you know, I'd come back to YouTube after all this time. Like, well, what's your goal? Like, what's your growth goal? Like, you know, are you trying to get to like 10,000 viewers by, you know, Christmas or whatever it was? I was like, well, you know, I guess I just don't really think of it that way. Like, I'm not giving myself like a timeline. I just know that I want us to grow this community. When I go live, my goal is when I go live to have as many people, not just watching, but interacting with us, with all of us, not just me, but all of you too. As I've always said, the audience is the star here. I'm just the host. Good night, Christina. Good to see you. And that's my growth goal. My growth goal isn't, you know, a specific number like, oh, I've got to have, and then it would be 100,000 followers by, you know, this time next year or something. Like, I don't think of it that way. I think of it more like, what can I do so that there's more people in here interacting with me in the community? That's what spurns me forward. Like, that's what would give me a signal of growth. You know, that's my growth plan, or not plan, but that's my goal, I guess I should say, is just to get more people interacting with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys, and I know how many awesome voices that we have in this community that have great things to say, great stories to share, because so many of you have shared them with me over the years. And, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to make that a reality. God, okay, he's about to hit the shit out of me. I've got almost no block. He goes intangible is the hard thing. He goes intangible, and you only do one damage to him. Like, if he wasn't intangible, he'd have been dead right there. That sucks. All right. At least I killed him. All right. Glad I've got this. Let's get that up, because I have no block out. And that's also why, you know, years ago, I always wanted to make sure that I had these kinds of streams as a regular part of the content, because these streams are, a lot of times, I always felt like, myself included, but all, you know, content creators can fall into this trap where, you know, my voice is the most important voice. That's why I'm out here out in front of all of you, because my voice is more important than yours. And I never want to fall into that trap where, you know, I get that hubris about my voice being overly important. My voice, of course, is important, or I wouldn't be a content creator. But it's not more important than the voices in my audience. Oh well. Okay, so we want to go here. Oh, this is such a good... But I think this is my last chance to get the blue one. Yeah, it's too bad. Okay, I love this. I love this relic, but I gotta get the blue key, or we can't fight the final boss. So, all right, let's rest. And I'm gonna have to do the same thing at this last rest spot. I mean, I don't know that. Oh, I can't do this fight right now. Nope. I don't know that we're gonna be able to beat the boss, because I only have one rest spot stop left, and I can't rest in it. And during the last fight, I lost my fairy in a bottle. So I got to be really careful around this guy. This guy's attack changes each time you hit him. And it's random which one when it changes to. So you got to try to put it on one of the easier ones so you don't get the fucking shit hit out of you. Okay, I'll be able to block all that. Yeah, now he's on like his big 30 damage hits. I definitely got to hit him to get off. Oh, shit. All right, we'll hit him with this and hopefully... Fuck, he switched to another one and that was my only attack. So I'm going to have to drink this. Whew, okay. He switched to something that's not an attack. He's going to put some kind of debuff on me, but at least it's not an attack. Okay. Let's hit him with this. That's better. Really want this out. Okay, that we can block. All right, cool. I just got to be super careful against this guy because I'm not in a great place health-wise, and I don't get any more rests before the main boss, so... That's not good. Alright, let's see what card we get here. Fuck. It's not better. That's definitely not better. Okay. Ooh, this is really bad. All right, we're gonna drink this. I was trying to hold off for as long as possible, but I gotta block a shit ton of damage. All right, he's gonna hit me for only 2 damage now, so that's good. Let's do this. All right, it's not too bad. This is getting intense. We're at the end of the third act, and I got to take as little damage as possible on this fight. And if you're wondering why we're not playing WoW anymore, it's because the friggin' server died on me. Okay. Cool. That worked. Used up all my good potions, though. Alright. More max HP. I'm fine with that. Ooh, this guy. Alright. Let's see. Let's hit him with this. Basically, the goal is just to do damage to this guy every single turn so that each time you do damage to him, his attack goes down for that round. And then it starts over. And then after 5 rounds, he just dies. So you just have to do damage to him so that he hits you for less. So basically, the way to beat him is just to keep attacking him until he's not doing any more damage. Okay, hit him with that. All right. All right, so he's going to die. After this, he's got 2 more turns. So he's got this turn and 1 more turn. Okay. We're not doing so bad. Hit him with this. Hit him with this. Let's do this. And then I got this card that's taking away 1 HP this turn every single time I play a card. I'm trying to conserve as much health as possible for the boss, of course. Okay. Last turn coming up. Ooh, I did not get... These are not good attack cards. All right. Oh, Nice, we got buffer. Awesome. All right, well then it doesn't matter. We can just... He won't do any damage, so it doesn't matter. And then he blows up. Okay. Oh, a cultist potion. I'm good with that. Draw 2 cards and add a burn pile. Burn card to your pile. All right, and I can't rest here because I got to take the last gem. So I'm going to go into the final boss fight with only 51 health. And no regen potion. No fairy potion. We're going to drink this. We're going to drink this for an artifact. Let's drink this so that we apply 4 weak to him. I need some block. All right, that's some block. And then some lightning. There's no way I can beat this fight. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm not winning this fight against this dude. He's got way more than I've got. And every time you play 12 cards, your turn ends and your turn just ends. So next turn I'm only going to be able to play 2 cards and then my turn's going to end. Which freaking sucks. There's no way I beat this guy. There's no way. There's no, and I don't have any of the things that I need in order to beat him. I don't have the right relics. It's just not going to happen. If it does, it's a complete miracle. And then after him, there's another boss. So, like, he's not the end. Because I got all the gems to unlock the next boss. So, okay. I got 2 energy here. I got to really think. Let's play this. And then play this. And then that way I'll get that card back next turn. So I'll be able to get all that block on the next turn as well. All right, definitely do that, and then we can evoke this twice. Okay, so we're going to deal 25 damage to him. Let's do this to draw 2 cards. Cool. So then I'm going to play this, and my turn's going to end. Perfect. That worked perfectly, because that was the last card that I could play before he turned me over anyway. This is going to hurt. I'm now down to 27 health. All right, we got a buffer. That's cool. That means I get 2 hits where he'll do no damage to me. So I don't need to worry about blocking. I can just concentrate on damage for this turn and the next turn. Yeah. And then next turn, I'll play both of these, so I'll get more energy. And then I'm not playing that card because I don't need it, and so I'm saving myself 6 cards. Next turn, I can play 6 cards before the turn, automatically rolls over because of his ability. And I've still got 1 free, like he can hit me 1 time and I won't take damage. So this is 1 card. All right, I don't have 6 cards, unfortunately, so we'll play that. All right, next turn I'll have 3 cards. All right. Okay, I can play 3 cards. So let's play this. Let's play this, and then play this so I get that card on my next turn. All right. If I beat him, it's a complete miracle, guys. Like, This is not looking good. Plus, I've got this card that each time it's in my hand and I play cards, I lose health every single time I play another card. And there's another boss after this. All right. Oh, I think I'm dead here. Unless this is buffer. Unless I get buffer here. Unless I get buffer here. I didn't get buffer. Okay, I can play this. I might get buffer. Didn't get buffer. I'm out of energy anyway. I only have 1 energy, and buffer is 2. Oh, buffer's in my discard pile. So I couldn't have got buffer anyway. Oh, it's not. Where is buffer? Oh, maybe buffer exhausts when you play it. So I didn't even have another buffer. But yeah, I'm dead here. Do I have any 0-cost cards that give me block? No. I'm out of potions. The best thing I can do is just give myself block. But yeah, I don't have enough block to beat him. All right. I mean, I knew coming in I probably was gonna. I didn't have the relics and I didn't have some of the cards that I really wanted. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks for everybody who came by tonight, came by and watched and hung out. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back Friday. We're back Friday night, and we're gonna do this again. This exact same thing. We're gonna do it again. Just a chill stream. Just hanging out. So.